For those of you who lost your jobs this week, I'm just curious. When you're applying for your new job, what are you going to put on the section of the application that says, "This is why I left my previous position"? The internet is forever. Just a thought. Have a nice day.
Yeah, listen. I fucked up.
They thought cheering was cute. Now reality just slapped them in the face. The internet's not protecting them. Their jobs are gone. Their names exposed. Teachers' licenses revoked. And the freight train of consequences is only speeding up. And now you're watching careers crumble, reputations burn, and meltdowns you won't believe. This isn't outrage theater. This is real life. Watch closely. The receipts are all here.
Episode 1 of Let's Make These People Famous for what they have said about the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Because it doesn't matter what political party you are on, no child and wife should have to grow up without a father and watch their father be unalived like that on the internet for the rest of their life. Starting off strong with this one here on TikTok that posted a video and has since been taken down, but this is still up on his story. This is him right now here, Vic Melter. And he posted a video chanting, "We got Charlie in the neck." I'm not going to post it because it is very inappropriate and TikTok will probably take it down, so I'll post it over on my FB. But now let's go to person number 2. This is Kristen Eve. She is an elementary school teacher, as you can see from the background. A pre-K teacher to be exact. And she posted this right here. I'll let you pause to read, but it says, "He was a garbage human. I won't mourn him for 1 second." Pause to read the rest of it. This is Ashley Creekbaum. She is a New Orleans firefighter. She said, "I think he should be forced to carry that in his body. Has a right to be there because it's a gift from God." This is Samantha Margino, and she posted a video, and she is actually a school teacher as well. A special education teacher from this school right here. And here's the video she posted. Make sure you follow for part 2 because these are going to keep coming.
One thing about the internet, you can't hide. Ironically enough, these people were looking to be found. And now some real accountability is being served up to the radical left. No one cares about your political ideologies when you're supposed to be clocked in making iced lattes and serving up egg bites. If you can't leave your personal feelings at home, you probably shouldn't be there.
Charlie Kirk didn't care about us. Neither did your father.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Hannah Mashburn. What was that? Sorry, Charlie Hashburn. You better buckle up. This one's going to get good. Of all the individuals that I exposed, this one may be my favorite. Because unlike everybody else, you had the most to say. But like every single other vile person before you, your decisions led you straight to me. The list goes on from things that you had to say that you thought wise to say. Little did you know that Grace Unfiltered would soon begin to look into you. And everything that I found was just mind-blowing. You had me a little bit of a witch hunt, but I found what I needed to find. All thanks to you. Because at first I thought I was looking for one person. Then when I found you, I continued to dig. And that is when I came across something that I wasn't expecting. And lo and behold, Hannah used to be Charlie. Is it because you share the name of Charlie Kirk that you felt so vile against him? Or is it because the multiple jobs that you've had, each and every one of them, has fired you? And we might add one more to that tally. Because you posted this picture. And I started looking. And it just so happens to match this picture. And if that wasn't the seal of approval, on one of your recent pictures, the earliest one that I could find, you're wearing that company's sweater. And when I looked up the information online, lo and behold, your picture was a mere identical to theirs. If only I could find their information. If only somehow we can get a hold of them to let them know what an amazing employee they have and what sort of posts this individual feels good about posting. As I've said multiple times in many of my other videos, I do not advocate for violence. I do not seek vengeance. I do not seek revenge. I seek justice for Charlie Kirk. And unlike you, Charlie, the one that they took away was a way better version.
Charlie Kirk was not your everyday 31-year-old. Charlie Kirk was a platformed Yahtzee worth $12 million. How did he get that $12 million, you ask? By platforming overt Yahtzee rhetoric. Play Yahtzee games, win Yahtzee prizes. When you build a platform off of supporting a carceral and militarized society, what the fuck do you expect? When you build a platform having zero sympathy for the victims of the colonial projects, militarized terror, what the fuck do you expect? The globalized struggle caused by what Charlie Kirk supported is now taking place all over the planet. Whether that's in the form of climate crisis, mass disablement of C-19, or the global uprisings, like in the form of Nepal and Indonesia, and those of us who are choosing to speak out against the ongoing genocide of Sudanese, Congolese, and Palestinian folks. This is not a coincidence. This is a righteous discontent and response to systemic terrorism and normalized violence. And if you don't understand the difference between righteous response to systemic violence and violence itself, you need to shut the fuck up right now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All the neo-Nazis are gonna love this one. I just got out of an impromptu meeting with the vice president of Western Governors University, scheduled on my calendar 10 minutes after I arrived back from my midday break. No one else was scheduled on the meeting, besides Casey Clark, the vice president of Western Governors University. But then the HR representative showed up first, and we both sat there, and knowing that she's worked at the university for about a month. And then he showed up, and I said, it would have been great if we met each other under different circumstances, Casey. And he said, yeah, I'm gonna fire you, basically. And he said that even though Ohio is a one-party consent state, and I only showed the part of the conversation where I spoke during the prior meeting, that breached the policy for the university, which if you ask me, sounds like illegal retaliation for calling out the president, Scott D. Pulsifer, for neo-Nazi sympathizing with Charlie Kirk. But I would love a pro bono lawyer to verify whether or not that's correct. And then he said, I celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. If me calling out who Charlie Kirk was, which was someone with neo-Nazi beliefs and statements, is celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, then so be it. Because that's who the fuck he was. He was a neo-Nazi. And any organization that would fire me for calling a neo-Nazi is not an organization I want to work at. Now all WGU students, faculty, and staff will know that the president and vice president are both neo-Nazi sympathizers.
Now she's looking for a pro bono lawyer because she's jobless. Indeed, you play stupid games, you will end up with stupid prizes. Something you would think, since she quoted it so well, she would be highly aware of. But for some people, they must learn lessons in life the hard way. Not by watching, not by hearing, but by experiencing it.
Saying that Charlie Kirk deserved it because he had bad rhetoric and he was so mean and he made me feel sad. Can you please do humanity a favor and just shut up already? Do you get tired of crying and whining over words? Words.
You know, for someone whining that words are just words, you seem awfully triggered by ours. And that's the funny thing about words. They matter. Yours defend a man who spent his entire career weaponizing rhetoric, and ours clearly got under your skin. If Charlie Kirk's words were just words, why did they have real-world consequences? He spent years attacking DEI, and now we've got companies like Target rolling back diversity programs because of pressure campaigns fueled by rhetoric exactly like his. It's almost like words become actions. This is how influence works. Jim Jones didn't lead 900 people to drink cyanide because he was quiet. I promise you, Hitler didn't rise to power on hugs. Hate crimes don't just happen. They are born from words that make hate feel justified. So no, his words were not harmless and yours aren't either, and the fact that ours got you this worked up proves the point you're too scared to face.
A few moments later.
I got fired from my job today because someone publicly doxed me. And it was so bad that even my coworkers were getting harassed just for answering the phone. And I know I'll be okay, but I just posted a GoFundMe like 20 minutes ago and it's already over $4,000. And I just can't express enough gratitude for my community. And I'm not going to let this silence me, and I don't know what you losers thought you were going to get from giving me nothing but more time on my hands. But I love everyone simply for your support, and if you contributed to my GoFundMe, thank you so much. I am so grateful. You have no idea.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
My recommendation, save those tears just like you should be saving that GoFundMe money, because the rent will be due, along with utilities.
Clemson University is under a lot of fire after 3 of their professors came out celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk. One of the longest serving professors at Clemson University, Robin Newberry, who's making over 6 figures a year, posted this saying, "In a world full of Charlie Kirks and Brian Thompsons, the United Healthcare CEO, be a Tyler Robinson or a Luigi Mangione." This man as well, Melvin Earl Villiver, who is an assistant professor of audio and global black studies, also celebrated the passing of Charlie Kirk. He said, "The day that Charlie Kirk passed, today was one of the most beautiful days ever. The weather was perfect, sunny with a little breeze. This was such a beautiful day." And then he made comments about Charlie Kirk with very derogatory remarks that I had to hide here. Now, originally, Clemson University acknowledged all of these professors and what they were saying, but said that they had a right to free speech. But with all of the backlash they've gotten, Clemson University has now said today that they have suspended one of those professors, but not all 3. And now, out of the blue, Clemson has called an emergency board meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. and people are calling on them to fire all 3 of those employees.
This is just proof that just because you may be highly educated doesn't necessarily mean that you also possess a high level of common sense. I've said this before. It's just a reality. You don't have to agree with it, but it's true. When a job pays you a bunch of money to be there and do a job, they're going to hold you to a certain standard, whether you like it or not. And when a job doesn't pay you a lot of money to be somewhere, that just means you're easily replaceable. So don't make it easy to be replaced.
It's obvious to me that the conservatives who are in support of Charlie Kirk and trying to get people fired from their jobs have not thought this through. So let me do it for you. You guys hate when people are on unemployment benefits or welfare or food stamps or government assistance, right? When you call and try to get them fired, if it works, you are the one who has to pay their bills now. You are the one who is going to be funding their life, because what they're going to do is they're going to go file for unemployment, and because their employer fired them, they're going to get it. And as much as you guys say you hate it when progressives and leftists and liberals use food stamps or welfare or government assistance, you're pushing them to do it more. You're threatening people's livelihood for having different opinions as you. Let's see how it goes, I guess.
I don't think that's how it works.
You know the scariest thing about listening to someone like that speak? She actually thinks she makes sense. That's why she set up her camera, hit record, spoken to the camera, hit stop, reviewed the video, uploaded it to her TikTok account, and then hit share for everybody to hear because she thought it made sense.
Hey, as much as that sucks, some of you don't understand how the First Amendment works. The First Amendment stops the government from coming to arrest us for having opinions they don't like. That ain't got nothing to do with your employer seeing you as a liability after you express that said opinion. Suck it up, man.
So I got fired from my job today because one of you guys decided to send my videos, my Charlie Kirk videos, to my boss. Yeah. I don't know who did it. They won't tell me. They were sent anonymously to my boss. My boss pulled me in the office today and he pulls up his phone and he said, "This you?" And I looked at it and I was like, "Nah, boss, that ain't me." And then of course I pop up on screen, so I can't deny it, that it was me. Which one of you guys got me fired, bro? Send my video to my boss. Who does that? Yo, and on top of that, you got my account almost banned, bro. I didn't even say nothing bad about Charlie. Alright? We had our differences, but I didn't know the guy. I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I make conspiracy videos, yo. You guys got me fired. Fired from my job. Now what? Now what? How am I supposed to buy my Pokemon cards? How am I supposed to buy my double cheeseburgers with no pickle, extra fry, barbecue sauce, with my chicken nugget? How am I supposed to buy that now? I bought that every night I got off of work. Love McDonald's, bro. More than I love Charlie Kirk. And now you guys got me fired.
God, it smells like bitch in here. Oh, there's the bitch.
Talk about not taking accountability. Did somebody make you create a video and post it to TikTok? Or did you do that on your own because you were looking to get some views, some extra attention, maybe go viral? And so guess what? You went so viral, even people who worked with you saw what you were doing. And I said this before and I'll say it again. People don't realize everybody at work is not your friend. It's a harsh reality. Everybody who you encounter on a day-to-day basis doesn't think or believe what you believe. Everybody's going to be different. And so before you decide to put your livelihood at risk for the sake of a TikTok video, you may want to reconsider and think, is it really worth it?
I just got fired without warning. I found out because I couldn't log on to Slack or Outlook. So that was really fun. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your boss is not your friend ever. And you're not safe at your job. So you should cultivate backup options at all times because capitalism sucks and you're not safe, unfortunately. And I'm gonna be fine, but a lot of people in my position wouldn't be fine. So I just want this to be a warning to whoever's out there and is getting cozy at their job. Don't.
Okay, y'all got me. I found a video of Charlie Kirk spewing hate and he was being racist towards a black woman. So I gotta share it, just like how I share everything else. How are you? That was the person y'all said that was racist and hated black people. I don't know about y'all, but you can't turn hate on or off. And a racist person would never call you and your family beautiful. Like, that's who y'all said hated black people. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, the more I go down this rabbit hole, the more I just get, like, re-pissed off all over again. Because I just get, like, the videos of folks celebrating and all of that just come back in my head, and the people who were saying, I'm celebrating because he hated black people. I'm celebrating because he was racist to us. And I come across videos like that, and I'm like, huh? Like, and I already know somebody gonna say that was just a clip. You contradicting yourself, because this whole time I've been preaching full context. Don't go off clips. And I just went off of a clip of him showing love to a black woman. But the point is, you cannot turn hate in your heart for somebody or for a group that y'all say on or off. If you hate a group, you gonna stand 10 toes on that. And that man showed would have stood 10 toes on something if he actually hated something. But all of a sudden in this situation, he sees this beautiful family of this mom and kid, and he's gonna call them beautiful and a gift from God. And you trying to sit here and tell me that he hated black people and trying to tell me that he was racist to black people. All right.
I'm Jakar. I'm Caleb. And I'm Brandon. And as the people of the youth, we've decided to come up and give our perspective on the subject, considering it is our teacher and one of the people that will guide our futures. No matter what anyone says to me, I will never stand for violence, especially of a man who was publicly murdered in front of his wife, one of his children, thousands of students, and other bystanders. Charlie was not a racist, he did not hurt anyone sexually, and he did not kill anyone. Therefore, this was an unjustified cause of death that should never be celebrated. So if you ask me, Charlie's children do not deserve to grow up without their father. Charlie's wife did not deserve to lose her husband. Charlie did not deserve to lose his life because of a different opinion. But this teacher deserves to lose his job.
As civilians and people of our great country, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than to support, or worse yet, rejoice in violence. Someone who advocated for an arrested murderer and assassinator of one of the greatest debaters and free speakers of our time should have no place in the classroom, more so around young children.
As a student of Barrington High, I did not feel comfortable or safe with one of our teachers supporting violence. We believe this world needs God because something as cruel as this should never be celebrated. God bless Charlie Kirk and rest in peace, Mr. Kirk.
Jeff Turner, 7 Lincoln Avenue. For full disclosure, I am a paid coach at Barrington High School, but I did not have any personal interactions with the teacher we're talking about tonight. I rise today with deep concern over the treatment of one of our most dedicated and life-changing teachers. This is a person who has poured his heart out into his students, including my own children who went to Barrington High School, and has changed student lives for the better. And yet, for one online comment in which he described a professional provocateur who championed intimidation for his personal profit intemperately. Most of that post is entirely factual. From my watching of it, he only made 2 opinion comments. Were they insensitive? Perhaps. But let us be clear, by putting a teacher on leave in this circumstance, that is a dangerous move. First, it chills the speech of every faculty member in the school system. When a teacher can be punished for expressing a blunt opinion outside of school hours, every other teacher will think twice about expressing an opinion or speaking truth to power, not just on their own time, but in the classroom as well. That silence does not serve education. It breeds fear and conformity. Second, we must reject the notion I've heard around town that students might somehow be intimidated by this teacher's commentary, which included, by my count, 1 sharp phrase. If a young person truly feels shaken by words so mild, especially in contrast to Mr. Kirk's words, the appropriate response is to offer these children perspective and resilience, not to punish a teacher for speaking candidly. It is not the job of this district to shield students from the reality that sometimes adults express strong opinions. Third, let us recognize that even placing this teacher on paid administration leave is a defamatory act. It broadcasts to the community that he is somehow unsafe or unfit, when in reality, he was exercising his free speech on his own time. His reputation as a teacher earned through years of service has been dragged through the mud. We should also ask, what message are we sending to students in a circumstance like this? That free expression should be punished? That truth should be muzzled if it ruffles feathers? That character assassination is more acceptable than a debate here in town? That's not civics, that's not democracy, that's cowardice. This teacher deserves our defense, not our suspicion. He deserves reinstatement, not humiliation, and the school administration owes him an apology, not a leave of absence. If we allow this kind of overreach to stand, we endanger not just one man's career, but the very principles of free speech, academic freedom, and common sense that should guide this school system. Thank you.
I just got fired. I just got a call from my boss and the executives at the office that I worked at past tense, and I got fired for posting a TikTok about Charlie Kirk. And before anyone asks, yes, I am looking up attorneys. I will be looking into what kind of leg I have to stand on as far as like a wrongful termination suit or anything like that. But honestly, I feel like I feel good. I'll do a full story time soon and probably like a little get ready with me to go pick up my stuff from security tomorrow. But like ultimately, I'm like kind of excited. Maybe it's like my big three all being fire signs that make me really excited when shit like this happens. I'm like, yes, give me a challenge. Fuck you. So my new full-time job is going to be applying for jobs and looking for attorneys and cleaning my house and doing my homework and posting on the internet. You know, the thing that got me fired.
I'm really happy today. Yeah.
She is right about one thing. She will have plenty of time to create more TikTok videos while she's filling out all those applications. As always, guys, smash the like button if you enjoyed the content. For more, subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.